I'm just saying. He was like, all right.
What's
All
happening?
right. We're live. What's
What's the
going
good
on,
word?
people?
How are you feeling?
I am. Why can't I? I'm going to have to refresh again. I'll be right back.
Aw, it's all right. DJ James, special. What's happening, y'all? How are y'all feeling? I am one third of the Don't Judge Me But podcast, and here's the second third
Yeah.
right here.
Yes.
Our boy James is a little tied up. He will be with
Right.
us
Momentarily.
soon.
Yes.
All right. How
I
is
was about to
everybody
say good
feeling? DJ
morning.
James, what's up?
Yes. Special 77. All right. All right. Y'all was listen, they came here early. They had the
I
party
like
going
it.
before we got here. I absolutely love it. All right. So this week, oh my gosh, I'm not used to us going live on a Sunday. Ain't that something? Doesn't it feel a little different?
It feels a little different. It feels a
Just a
little
little.
different. I kind of,
It's like a
it feels
I
pretty
like it
good
though.
for me, man, because I just feel like
Hold on a
Sunday
second.
at 5 is it's just a chill time. It's perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's getting
Yeah.
prepared for the
Sunday
weekend. We
is
get to have a
better.
good discussion.
Yeah. Listen, I think I wore this dress the first time we went live, and I was like, oh God, it look like I ain't got no clothes on. You know
They
what?
thought
I
you was
might
at that
keep it
nudist
like
camp.
that. Yeah.
They thought you was, they thought you went and tried, gave it a shot.
Going live. I said we was going live from there. Listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
DJ
You as
James,
well.
I have had a blessed week. I am thankful. I am happy to be here. I am in a good
Yes.
mood. I haven't let the small stuff get to me. I hope you haven't either. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The small stuff be brutal.
I'm trying to tell you, small
Listen.
stuff make it hard to be happy sometimes.
The small stuff be like they say the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Bree,
small stuff.
I got some news. I just booked another solo vacation, and I'm going back.
Where?
I'm going back to DR. I am
Yes.
leaving the country by myself again.
When?
In November.
November. I
Yeah.
need to get on it,
Hi
man. I have
Laura. What's going on?
Hi, Laura.
How you
Nice of you
feeling
to
over
join
there?
us. Yes. Listen, y'all. We appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with us. Like, y'all are the best. We absolutely love y'all. Yeah, Dame is like the male version of Carmen San Diego slash Dora. You're Diego San Diego. That's your name. Diego
Yeah.
San Diego.
You know what? I like it.
Oh.
I
Oh,
am
today's the
going,
Puerto Rican.
listen, I am gonna go cruise through Hartford, Connecticut later to see if everybody is going
Puerto Rican
crazy.
Day Parade.
Hartford, Connecticut, there's a Puerto Rican Day parade today, and
Yes.
it's like this in other places too. So just imagine people hanging out
Mm,
their cars with their Puerto Rican flags. They have their cars painted. They have flags going across the hood of their car. They
yes.
are doing the most. I haven't gone out
The
there yet,
absolute
but
most.
I'm gonna go investigate.
Yes. I think one year they took over the park downtown. I forgot what park it was. They was really wilding out one year,
Yeah.
like, and then they were wilding in New York too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they was. When is the West Indian parade?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it passed though. I think it was in August.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Um.
New York actually had shootings this year.
Like, bro,
Yeah,
y'all
they
ain't.
actually.
Come on now. They gonna take
That's
away y'all day. Y'all keep it up.
that's a
Like,
fact.
you know what? There ain't even too much crime going on around this time of the year. Shut it
Yeah, I
down.
just don't
Now y'all don't
understand it.
have no parade and y'all gonna complain. Like, come on. So, anyways, today, you guys, we are talking about these fairy tale illusions, right? These so called perfect, you're looking for the perfect person that does not exist. Now, I think me and Dane might be on opposing ends here because Dane, do you believe in fairy tale relationships? And
I mean, yes, I feel a way about you saying my person don't exist. How dare you?
I don't. Yeah.
My person
Ah,
exists. My
yeah, of
perfect person
course.
exists, okay? And she is
Okay.
perfect. And not only is she perfect, she's
Do do.
beautiful and she lets me do whatever I want. So, to my perfect person, hey boo, we talking about
I'm
you today. I'm gonna be talking about you for a full hour today
I'm done.
because I
Hey,
know you
boo.
exist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, jump in the DMs, girl, if you out there. Let us know that it's not an illusion of his imagination. So, with that being said, today we're talking about your make believe relationships and make believe people that you believe exist. Unfortunately, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but they do not. And if you do, you might as well go ahead, sis, go ahead and start collecting them cats because you're going to need them. And fellas, go ahead and just stack up on those fleshlights. We'll be right back.
On the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
God is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the shit.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what
Let me
you
hold
got
that.
going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be
You wanna go
heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's
Yeah,
all over.
it's dirty.
And we are back, you guys. Today we are talking about fairy tale illusions. Why they will keep you single, aka these make believe relationships that you guys have in your head on how a relationship should go. No flaws, no need to compromise. Yeah, there we go. So now, Dane, even I think you were pulling my leg when you said this. Do you honestly believe that there is a perfect person out there for you?
No, in actuality, I do not believe that the perfect person exists. Um, I think that there might be a perfect compatibility,
Hmm.
but I think at the end of the day, no matter who we choose to be our person, they're going to get on our nerves eventually.
Hmm.
And it's going to require us to recalibrate ourselves, for lack of a better word.
Hmm.
Because when you have another person in your life, you have to deal with their triggers. You have to deal with what makes them feel secure. You got to deal with what makes them happy. And sometimes making that person happy might not make you happy.
Right.
And, when you look for the perfect person, I think it's because you want to just have your way. And I think that that's really the problem in today's society because we
Hmm.
have social media.
Oh,
So we are on an endless search for that perfect person.
right.
Endless.
Yeah. Infinity. Like, what do they call
Yeah.
those? Infinity stones? We just need to go ahead and
Yes.
start collecting them.
So what about you, Bree? Do you think the perfect person exists?
Not at all. Not at all. Because I think for me, it's not that a perfect person exists, but rather someone that you are just willing to tolerate and put up with their flaws, their experiences, their past. I feel like if you find someone who can meet you halfway, regardless of where you are in life, and they can pour something into your life, you can learn something from them. They are supportive. They look decent. That's just what it is. They treat you good, they make you feel nice, and they understand you, or at least they take the initiative to want to understand you. That's all you honestly need, because perfection I don't feel exists unless you're an AI robot, and I don't
Yeah,
think any of us are hooking up with AI robots anytime soon.
yeah. I
But
also feel like the perfect person is the person that we don't even know, right? Because it's usually that person that we project this
mhm.
perfection onto. If there's a girl and I think she's beautiful and I see her every day, I'm gonna be like, she's probably such a great mom and she's probably a great cook. Meanwhile, she's probably not any of these things,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, she
So, but yeah,
probably
I have a
gave her rights
question.
up to her kids.
Do you have a guy that got away? Is there
Oh,
one that got away for you? It
I
could be
would
yes
say
or
his
no. You don't got
name.
to go into detail. So
Yes.
you do.
Yes.
Now, let me ask
Yes.
you a follow-up question. The one that got away, was he perfect?
In my eyes, he was. Yes.
He was perfect, right?
He was perfect. Yeah. He got away. And it was due to, and which we all do it, it was due to my own insecurities. You
Ooh,
know,
do tell.
he was a model. He was tall. He was muscular, very handsome, beautiful teeth, very respectful, and he enjoyed the company that I kept with him. And so for me, I was young. I was like 17, 18. I'm like, what you want with me? What do you don't want me?
Yeah.
You want a model. Like in my head, I pictured the ideal woman for him, and it wasn't me. So I pushed him away and pushed him away, and it was a long distance relationship. He lived in New York, I stayed in Connecticut. So that was another thing that played in my head, is that he's out there doing who knows what and when knows what. And I found a way to sabotage the relationship. And years later, I done got married, I done got divorced, I done had a child. I reached out to him, and he told me, by me reaching out, I threw a monkey wrench into everything. So I didn't quite understand it until about a year later when he got married. Got married to another woman. And yeah, he was the one that got away. What about you?
Interesting. Um, yeah, actually, I, I can't say that there was one that got away, and I'll say that I went with a different option that was a terrible decision. And again, I think it's the same with me. It was probably the illusion of perfection because I was so attracted to the parts of her that I liked. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That I didn't really give any attention to things that were less than perfect, right? Because she was
Hmm.
perfect in my eyes, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And yes, so yeah, that perfect person got away. But it's interesting though, just to go back to the guy that you said was the one that got away, and I think it goes to the topic of tonight's discussion,
Yeah.
the fairy tale illusions, keeping
Mm-hmm.
us single. And so it's not always what we're looking for, right? Sometimes that
Mm-hmm.
self sabotage keeps us single because the idea of someone being so great that you let them go and find something else other than you. I
Right.
totally get that feeling. Like, what does this person want with me? They're so awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Why me?
Why me? And you break up with him.
Yes. Only to go through your healing stage and realize, why not me?
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you deserve a good woman? Why wouldn't you deserve a good man? Like, all of the qualities that you are now looking for, you had that back
Mhm.
then, you
Yeah.
know. And a lot of the times it is us, you know, or we come across someone whose energy is just so strong and it's unfamiliar that it scares you,
Mhm.
you know. The
Yeah.
too good to be true, right? Too good to be true, but we want the too good to be true,
Yeah.
just the way that we want it to look.
Yeah. So tell me
So,
this. What
yeah.
is a fairy tale illusion?
Ooh, a fairy tale illusion. You have someone who they understand you 100% without you even having to tell them anything about you. They just get you. They text you throughout the day, just checking on you. They sending little love notes. Every time you guys are intimate, it's just beautiful. You always want him and he always wants you. He can do no wrong. He looks good, he smells good, he's very respectful, he's healed, he has no trauma, he makes, buku money. Everybody wants him, but he only wants you. You guys never argue. Like, everybody says it's too good to be true. I feel like that's a fairy tale illusion because
Yeah.
we all got our own stuff going on. We're not going to be able to text you every day, all day, unless you're unemployed.
Yeah. You
What
know, it's
about
so
you?
funny.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's so funny because I'm thinking of dating apps and I'm thinking about what we swipe right and swipe left on.
Hmm.
That is the very beginning of a fairy tale illusion right
Hmm.
there. Um, social media has made us believe that everybody is replaceable. Um, and so we choose to stay single while we search for a perfect person. Like, I feel like we don't accept that the perfect person doesn't exist. I think we
Hmm.
refuse to accept that. And I think that we refuse to do the work required to keep us in a healthy, stable relationship that has great communication.
Mm, yeah,
You know?
that has at least 50% of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like sometimes we put in our mind, I deserve better. And everybody deserves greatness. But what about when you're not putting in the work for yourself? Are you giving them greater? Or are you
Yeah.
giving them the take me as I am? This is me.
That's true. That is very true. I think that that is a solid point, Bree, because you can't be with the perfect person telling that perfect person to take you as you are when you have work to do.
Right.
DJ James just said,
I love it.
that she's working on her insecurities. We all are. And so imagine
Yes.
not working on your insecurities, thinking you deserve a perfect person. Like, what does that person deserve?
Right. They want the same thing.
They want
If
the
they're
same
perfect,
thing.
they want a perfect person. They don't want somebody that hasn't even began the process of growing and acknowledging. And I think
Yeah.
this is where we come into a lot of lack of accountability, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love how DJ James admitted, let's listen, I'm starting to work on my insecurities. That's the beginning, to admit you have insecurities, because we all do.
Yeah.
Like, we're quick to point somebody else's insecurities out, But when it comes to ours, oh, I ain't got no problems. I'm
Yeah.
good. It wasn't me, it was them. All my exes, they're the issues, not me.
Yeah. So tell me, do you think that I think that there's like two categories of people. I think one
Mhm.
person is okay with being single
Mhm.
while they look for their special person.
Mhm.
And I think the other person is they're single but they are desperately looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
so the trick to everything is we have to be willing to accept less than perfect if we
Mhm.
expect to be in a relationship.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that a lot of us have an issue with that. And look, I can speak for myself, right? Because over the years, I've been single so long that my tolerance level has gone down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Yeah.
to be argued. I don't necessarily want to negotiate on something that's important to me,
Right.
right? And so what does that mean? Like what am I looking for if that's my take on the issue? I'll
Mhm.
never
Mhm.
find a
Yeah.
companion that will be here for the long run if
Right.
I don't compromise. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I think that that's also important that we highlight that the longer you're single, the more challenging you become. The more stuck in your ways, like I get it now when they say someone's older, they're stuck in their way. The more stuck in your ways because you have grown to become comfortable with how you are. And at the end of the day, you have the mindset of, oh, I don't need anybody. I've done it this long without anybody. So someone coming into my life must be an asset. You must pour into, and I must benefit from your existence. That's just like when you are talking to someone and they say, yeah, I'll entertain you. Entertain? Like,
Yeah,
that's offensive. Yeah,
it
I see it
is
all
true.
the time on the little balloon pop shows where they be like, are you attracted to this person? Oh, I mean, I entertain them. That means you're just willing to tolerate me at this point.
Yeah,
We become
yeah,
disposable and we look at people as being disposable. And like you said earlier, these dating apps do not help. It makes it harder for you to concentrate on building with someone
yes,
because there's like 15 to 20 more, at least for women, at our disposal.
yes. I totally agree. And the thing is, this is for women especially because on dating apps they get so much more feedback. But for women and guys alike, if you're on a dating app and you swipe, let's say you have 5 women that you swiped right on, and out of those 5 women, maybe you get to know one. As you get to know that one and you peel back the layers, you start to find things that you don't like. So you push her to the side and you go to the other one, and then you peel
Mhm.
back those layers
Mhm.
and you just repeat the cycle over and over and over again.
Yep.
So I think that it just really just comes down to there is no perfect person. And you aren't perfect either. I'm not perfect either. So, once we accept that we aren't perfect, maybe we'll
Just
accept
maybe.
somebody else's imperfection.
Right. So I got a question for you.
Mhm.
What is one thing that you believed in growing up when it comes to relationships? What fairy tale did you believe in growing up that you realize as an adult is possibly a lie?
That is possibly a lie.
Yeah.
What is like relationships or
It
the
pertaining
fairy
to
tale?
relationships.
Hmm. I think when I was younger, I was a lot more idealistic about life and about dating.
Hmm.
I was way more sure that the perfect person
Hmm.
for me existed.
Hmm.
But now that I am fully grown, I understand that we might have interests that overlap,
Yeah.
but we also have our own interests. And we may
Hmm.
have things that we may conduct our households in similar ways, but there's also going to be things that'll drive me crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Like, so it's really a give and take. And I think choosing, even deciding that you want a person in your life, you have to really understand what that means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you do want someone in your life, but you also have to accept that this is somebody that you're going to argue with.
Mm,
You're going to have some really great moments and you're going to have some bad ones as well. And I think all of us, me specifically, need to understand that conflict isn't like a reason to end it.
right.
You just got to get better at working through your stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And special, like, what's your checklist? What's your
Yeah. He
checklist,
said
Bree?
this. Well, let me address the superficial thing first, and then we'll go into a checklist because he also said that this is what women want. So we gonna go into it in a second. Um, the thing that I grew up believing when it comes to relationships was that love was unconditional, and as an adult, I have come to realize that love actually is conditional. As much as we want to believe that it's not, get into an argument with someone or let someone cheat on you, and you love them, and watch, you didn't love me if you cheated on me. If you loved me, this would have never happened. If you loved me, you wouldn't have put hands on me. If you loved me, it's there are conditions to it.
Mhm.
Instead of, just, I think the only people who can love you unconditionally until they get to a certain age are children.
I agree.
Children and animals.
I agree.
Because animals, you can, mistreat them, and they come right back for more. Like, they love you. They genuinely just want to be around you. They genuinely want to be under you. There is no, you have to do this or you have to do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I used to believe growing up that love was unconditional, that person's gonna love me no matter what. And it's now you got people who will love you if you have a certain status, if you make a certain amount of money, if you look a certain type of way. Yeah.
I
So
totally agree. I feel like love is very conditional. And I also agree that unconditional love only exists between a parent and a child. I could possibly extend that to just family members in general,
mhm,
but I just feel like unconditional love, it comes from a parent.
yeah, yeah.
I just really
You might
believe
mess
that.
up, but I'ma still love you.
Yeah, and I mean I have unconditional love for my friends as well.
Mhm,
Um, because I know that they're imperfect. And I think maybe that is it. You know what I mean? Like accepting that someone is imperfect, you
yeah.
kind of get to appreciate them more. Like, yo, as far over here, you got some stuff to work on, but I love how you make me laugh. I love
Mhm,
how you get inspired by this. I love to see you work. I love to see you happy when you do this. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Even though over here, like you might leave laundry on the floor, like that drives me crazy, but I really love this about you. Um,
yeah.
I see the
Wait,
comment.
wait. Before he answers that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're gonna have Dame define what he means by arguing. So you guys stick around.
Mental ambition is a belief that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It's holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, working through your traumas. It's never giving up and overcoming any roadblocks or obstacles in your way that prevent your growth and progress. This is a self-help book that deals with mental health, life coaching, and practical advice that anyone can follow to help with self-improvement, accompanied by real-life stories to motivate and inspire you. My name is James Sweat. I'm a certified life coach and author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life. If you feel that you have no one in your corner, just know that I'm rooting for you to win, and I believe in you. God bless and keep going.
Love that. Go ahead,
Whoa,
brother.
yeah.
What's happening?
Oh, you muted, sir.
Talk to me, brother. Talk to
Now I'm
me.
back in there. What's going on, peoples?
What's
We back.
happening?
We back.
Hey,
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
Chilling, man. How you feeling?
welcome.
I'm all right, man.
Word.
Busy. But I still make time for the people and for Don't Judge Me But podcast. I missed y'all, man.
We missed you
Yeah.
too. We was like, listen, we
Yo,
know you
James
have
was representing at the book festival, y'all. James was at the book festival signing books. You got to meet the author and pick up some swag. So, yo, I thought it was really dope, man. It was good seeing you in your element out there, bro.
Thank you for pulling up on me.
For
You feel me? It
sure.
was a
For
big
sure.
surprise, but I appreciate you.
Yeah. For sure. Definitely.
All right. So, as you know, we're talking about Fairytale illusions. Before we went to the commercial break, Dane was getting ready to go ahead and define his meaning of arguing.
I think the meaning of arguing is two people looking to get their point across instead of looking for a resolution. When you tell somebody that 1 + 1 is 2 and they say it's not, and you argue them down and you refuse to give, and because you refuse to give, now you're like sulking, like you're stewing in the anger because you didn't get your point across. It's just two people that refuse to let up, who refuse to compromise. That's what I think arguing is. And arguing can be over anything, big and small.
It's a
Okay.
good definition.
I like that. If I were to throw anything in there, I think when it comes to arguing, it takes a negative turn when now you're trying to convince, or you feel the need to have to convince someone to change their perspective to match yours, like not respecting somebody else's thoughts or their opinions. There's an easy way to have a disagreement and still understand where your partner is coming from. And I think arguing sometimes it can have a healthy tone to it, because you can really see how passionate somebody is about something, especially if this means a lot to them, you know. But I think once you get into the point where you're raising voices, once you start raising voices, it's a done deal.
Yeah,
Like,
or name calling, like, or calling somebody stupid or saying that how they do it or what they think is dumb. You got to be
right.
really careful how you manage people. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
just can't say certain things, and that's what leads to an argument, because that all that does is make the other person want to try harder.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just a
Yeah.
difference of opinion. And sometimes we get so upset that we want our opinion to matter, or our side to be the deciding factor. But you got to realize when you're in a relationship, man, it's a team effort. You're not always going to agree. You're not always going to see eye to eye, but you got to try to understand that people grew up differently than you. They have different sets of morals. They might be trying to prove a different point. That could be a better way of doing things, but it's just a way on how you do it. Disrespecting someone and talking trash to them or making them feel that they're not as smart is definitely not good at all.
Right.
Try to understand that there are other ways of doing things besides your own. And just because
Right.
someone does something differently than you does not mean they're right or wrong. It's just a different way of doing things. Open your mind a little bit, and maybe you'll be able to communicate a little better.
Right. Listen, one thing that gets on my nerves and makes my blood boil is somebody that's going to try to argue me down about something that they ain't even done themselves. You ain't done the research, you ain't never experienced it, but you want me to take your side.
And I think that is the most aggravating thing. I think nowadays I learned to just let people be who they are. And if someone wants to be an expert on something without actually having any knowledge on the topic, I mean, you have a choice. You can argue with them. But if they are confident that they're right already, then what are you really going to say to them,
Right. So I have a question. Speaking of fairy tale relationships and fairy tale illusions, how do you guys feel these illusions have prevented people from having meaningful connections.
You know what? It's hard to be happy with somebody when you have expectations that they can't meet. And it's okay to have expectations, but if your expectations are so unreasonable, it's just
Mm-hmm.
not fair to the person in your life, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that to them, because
Yeah.
if you can't love them how they are, just leave them alone, you know?
Right. Stop trying to change them. What do you think, James?
Man, and fairy tale illusions will keep you single because no matter what, you have an idea of how you want someone to be, your perfect partner. But if your expectations are too high, you're barring everybody from even meeting your quality, your standards. You
Yeah.
might want someone who does all these amazing things, but you can have it predetermined in your mind that you want them to be a certain way, but they may never live up to that expectation of what you want. You
Right.
sometimes be realistic. There, people are going to make mistakes. You're not always going to agree. You're not always
Yeah.
going to want to do the same things or like the same things, or they might
Mhm.
not live up to your full expectations of what you want. But if you like somebody, man, lower your standards a little bit. Stop being so focused on, oh, if they don't do this, they don't have this, they don't meet these standards, then I'm not dealing with them. Fam, you might not meet
Mhm.
a lot. You might not meet
Under
their
their
standards of what a
standards.
partner is, or
Yep.
what their idea of a real partner is. And a fairy tale illusion for relationships, man, like it's called a fairy tale because it's not realistic.
Yep.
Be real with
Fact.
yourself. You're not always gonna get along. You're not always gonna see eye to eye. Things are not always gonna be perfect, but a good relationship is two people who are committed to each other, trying to find a common solution and coming together to please each other. It's finding the
Mhm.
right balance of changing and not changing to make sure that your relationship comes together. And
Mhm.
that's where I will leave it at.
I agree.
Mic drop. I would drop my mic, but it's expensive, so I ain't gonna drop it.
Hey, don't drop that mic.
Listen. Now let's talk about I agree with you. Let's talk about this list, right? Cuz before we also went to break, Special 77 says something about everyone should have a checklist. So elaborate what you mean on checklists. Is this characteristics, traits, whatever you see in your ideal person, or qualities that you are willing to look past in your said person? So
Mm.
which way do you guys want to flip it until he elaborates? Because if this is at 6 feet, six figures, 9 to 12 inches, then we need to put
Listen,
that cow to bed, because that's just,
yeah.
what's interesting, right? When you see shows and you see women that that's exactly what they want, that list. In my head, I say to myself, if he came with all of that and he pursued you, but his one stipulation would be he can't be in a monogamous relationship with you, would you be willing to still accept him, knowing that he's going to have relationships with other women?
Mhm. I
Mm.
agree. I get it.
I mean,
Mm.
or
Mm.
let's say she doesn't have let's say she has kids and she got this long list of what the guy, and she comes across the perfect man, but he don't want kids. Then what?
Yeah, yeah. And so, with that said, even your lists have to be realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna give my list, and
Okay.
not, and I'm gonna include the unreasonable things that I put on my
Mm-hmm.
list. All right.
Okay.
So reasonable things. She has to be able to take care of herself. She has to be able to manage her money. She has to be responsible. She has to be nice to people that can't do anything for her. She has to be nice to the waiter the same way that she's nice to the CEO. She has to be nice to her kids the same way that she's nice to me. Those are reasonable expectations. The unreasonable expectations for me, she got to be beautiful. She got to have a big butt. She has to leave me alone and respect the fact that I like to leave the house, roam. I like to travel. I'll check in, but I need my alone time. And I understand that that's not reasonable. When you're in a relationship, you have to check in with a person. So somebody that is independent and that has their own thing going on, that would be ideal for me. I mean, how much she makes doesn't matter to me, but those qualities are important. So, what are the odds that I'll find a girl that'll leave me alone all day long and still accept that I still love her? The odds are pretty low, you know?
Watch them DMs blow up. You guys heard it first on the
My
Don't Judge Me
expectations
But
are I
podcast.
have fairy tale illusions. You gotta be careful with me.
Right? He said, be gentle with me.
Be gentle
Um,
with me.
okay, so if I was to go through my list, he has to be respectful of me, of my relationship with my child. He has to love kids. He has to know how to communicate with me. He has to be gentle with me. You know, I'm soft and pink. Every now and then I ruffle feathers. He needs to be understanding of that. He needs to be understanding of my time. You know, because there are a lot of different things that I do. Um, he needs to be spiritual. You got to have a relationship with God. Um, he has to be able to have a civilized conversation with me, as well as have a deep intellect, because I like to dive deep every now and then. Unrealistic expectations. He got to know how to throw it down in the bedroom. Um, he has to. He can't be shorter than me. Like, I mean, I be trying, but he got to at least be like 5'8" and a half, 5'9". Um, he has to be stable with his employment, because we're in a area of time where your job might not actually be that stable. Your job, you know, depending on the economy and where you are at, you might lose your job tomorrow. Um, he definitely has to be attractive. He has to be fit. He got to have all his teeth.
So if he missing one tooth, you cut him off.
Where's that tooth at?
We talking about that side tooth.
Yeah, that little
No.
side too. You on front on him over that?
No, because I got on these sides. Oh no, wait, I got it fixed. No, I'm gonna deal with him with the side tooth, but best believe I'm gonna encourage him to get his teeth worked on.
What if he don't?
And what if he don't what? Oh, don't be stirring the pot. If he don't want to get that tooth
If he's missing a front tooth.
oh hell no! You talking about
What's
he out
the
here looking like Dame
problem?
Dash? He out here looking like Dame Dash? No.
You could still have a beautiful smile.
With a whole, he looking like Krishan with the whole tooth. No, I'm sorry. Go camera off me. No. Yeah. Yeah, no, James, your turn. Like, you got to go through this list too.
My list, man. Need a woman that listens, man. Not always trying to be argumentative and can understand my point of view, as opposed to always trying to just stick up for whatever she wants and believing she's always right, because nobody's always right. Woman who's honest, man. You need that honesty, very trustworthy. If you going out somewhere, I'm not worried about where you're going or who you're with. I know you're 100% loyal and you're willing to stick by your boy and not do anything to mess up whatever we have going on. A woman that can manage herself, you know, manage paying her bills, consistently going to work, great with her children. You know what I'm saying? If she has children, I don't have any. So if you're good with kids and you can manage your own kid, hey, we in there. Great sense of humor, because I'm always cracking jokes. I'm always talking smack. I'm always doing something. And I need someone with a great sense of humor. What else we got here? Not materialistic, man. I don't need you coming to ask me for Gucci slides and different types of shoes and name brand shirts. Hey, man, if you could throw together an outfit at Target and it look good, you my baby. I rock with you. You done saved us $300 without even trying, and you still look good. I'm with you. Even if you could do it at Walmart, Hey, do it at Walmart as long as it look good. Woman that's attractive to me. Everyone else ain't got to be attracted to you. As long as you look good to me, I'm rocking with you. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I need a woman that can cook. I can cook myself. Before I continue, I can cook. I can throw down. I can make pulled pork from scratch and make mac and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken. I don't eat
What?
cornbread, but I can do it
Okay.
all, man. These glasses ain't thick for no reason, and I don't
I'm
even need
done.
no book. This is all natural skill. I need a woman that can cook. If I come home and I got 2 hot dogs and 3 French fries on a plate, I'm not doing it. Nope, nope. I need a real meal. A woman that keeps her house and her stuff clean. I don't want to come home to a dirty house. If I can show you the camera, my house is clean right now, and most of the time it's always clean, unless I get lazy. But the next day I'll get it back right. Need a woman who keeps her house in order. Good hygiene, fam. It's something about if I'm with you and I go to give you a hug and you musty, nah, I can't do that. No, gotta have that good hygiene. The breath
What
gotta
if
be
she
smelling good.
what if she just came from like a Pilates class or yoga, hot yoga?
That means she's keeping herself in shape. Go ahead, baby. Go hit the shower and then I'll hug you. We good. You know what I'm saying? Um, I need a woman with a relationship with God. I don't need a woman who's caught up in the world and wanting to club and party and drink and do drugs and all that. I need a woman who's clear-minded and willing to accompany me on this journey of what God has me doing and God has her doing. We're coming together to move forward to help other people in this world. What else? Because I'm not too. It don't take much for me.
What about the unrealistic?
The unrealistic. The unrealistic for me is
You can make it as as unrealistic as you want, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, no he
partner
didn't
is
freeze on purpose.
Right.
no. I
You
just held the
froze.
pose. I just held the pose. I'm joking. All right.
No, cut it out.
Unrealistic expectation for me is it's not even about them. It's about me thinking that most of the time I'm right, but it's only from my side of viewing things. But I'm working on that because I'm not always right. No one's ever always right, and I have to open my mind to something. But unrealistic, I don't know because I try to be as realistic as possible. I know nobody's perfect. I know no one can live up to the expectations of what I want fully. But if I voice what I want, they can either what's the right word to say it? They can either live up to my expectations or they cannot. But I don't try to put pressure on people and have unrealistic expectations. Like, side note, in the book, Men and Ambition, the Guide to Better Relationship, right? It's an exercise in there. You name 10 qualities that you want with somebody, right? Whatever your top 10 are, they're attractive, they have money, whatever. Each characteristic you name is 10 points. Now, out of those 10 qualities that you listed, right? Cut those in half. 5 qualities you can't live without, right? Now you're at 50%. If someone can meet 50% of what you want, but they're willing to work with you and grow into something better, or as time goes on, they grow into, let's say, 70, 80% of what you want, I think that's a good place to start, man. Like, everyone's not, if someone had all 10 qualities, would they even want you? Would you be ready to take on the responsibility of being what they want? Thank you, DJ. It's a good book. Everyone go grab it. Walmart, Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. But if someone is 50% of what you want, they're halfway there. No one's 100% exactly what you want. You got to give and take with some things. What's really important to you? I encourage everyone who's listening or who's watching, make a list. 10 people. I said 10 people, 10 qualities that you want in a relationship or in the person that you're choosing. Choose 5 that really don't matter and keep your main 5. If you find someone with that main 5, that's half of what you want, and just work with them on growing to something else. No one's gonna oh my God, they're 100% what I want. You think they're gonna look good and cook and clean and do all this stuff? What if their feet stink?
What if they ain't got no feet?
We gonna get him some Lieutenant Dan legs.
That's right. Lieutenant Dan was the man.
Lieutenant Dan.
I'm done.
Listen,
What's up, Marv?
what's good, Mark? All I'm saying is,
What's
yo,
happening, bro?
forget it with the fairy tale illusions. No one's gonna
Mhm.
be 100% what you want, but if they're 50 to 70%, 80%, be happy you found that. Because some people only settle for 20%, which is sex and money.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
Have a
have a
little bit of
question for
high.
both of you guys, if it's okay.
It's important to
Yeah.
have higher standards. Well, not higher standards, but have some standards when you're dealing with someone, because you throughout life you're gonna deal with people who are gonna try you, they're gonna aggravate you, they're gonna stress you out, but you gotta work through that, and you don't want to repeat the same mistakes. Sometimes your standards can be barring you from finding somebody else, and I'm gonna leave it there
Yeah.
What's
because
your
I'll talk for
question,
another 20
Dang?
minutes.
What's your question,
Yeah.
Dang?
What is a when you decide to be in a relationship with someone and you start to realize that they are less than perfect, and you start to realize that you are not going to be living a fairy tale illusion, at what point do you decide, I have a problem with this part of this person's personality? Do I stay, or do I continue to work through it? What does a deal breaker look like with someone that you're already in a relationship
Ooh.
It depends on how much of a problem it causes. Like if they're always arguing with you and you're always clashing, and you can't go out in public without arguing, or you're even arguing through text messages at 11 o'clock at night because you want to get your point across, that's something I can't deal with. But if it's something simple like you don't rinse your dish off, that's not something to break up over. It depends on how important it is to you, and if they're willing to work on it. That's the main thing. If they don't want to work on it, then you just gotta either accept them as they are or move forward. But it all depends on what you want and what you're comfortable with.
Mm.
with? Yeah.
So I feel like if they have an issue, I need to first identify, is it a they issue or is it an issue for me? Does that issue trigger me? And if it's triggering me, why is it triggering me? And I actually have broken up with someone because of their issue. And it was simply because I was being my authentic self, and they wanted me to be the fairy tale that they envisioned in their mind. So, me being spontaneous, dancing for them, came off to them as if it was, why are you being like ratchet? Or, um, it was just of no respect for myself, even though it was in their house with this just me and them. So I had to make the decision on knowing this is how this person is and this is their mindset and this is how they envision me. I can't fulfill that, because if I try to fulfill that, I'm not going to be my true self. And so I had to call it quits. So like James said, it it really does depend on, is this something that is serious enough to alter who you are, where now you are becoming someone, or you have to be forced to be someone that you truly are not.
Yeah.
And how important are you in this relationship
Yeah.
from your own eyes?
Yeah. I think that it's important when you're in a relationship, but in life in general,
Mhm.
is to check in with yourself and ask yourself how you're feeling, and
Mhm.
ask yourself what can you do about it, and to talk about things with your partner. Because one thing that I've noticed that happens is when we get into relationships, we let the relationship be bad for years. And we let it be bad because we don't check in with ourselves and we don't stick up for ourselves. Meaning, if somebody is being rude to you, if they're treating you as if you don't know anything, and if they are inconsiderate, if they are bringing food home for themselves and not you, don't go to your car and sit there and be miserable. Don't just talk to your friends about it.
Right.
Stand up for yourself, because if you don't, the person will never give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will forever be their footstool. And I will say that I have been in relationships where I was trying so hard to keep the relationship together that because I didn't check in with myself, I spent way too much time in a bad relationship. And what I mean by that is, if I know I need affirmations, if I know I need my girlfriend to tell me that she loves me to feel secure, I need to tell her that. Because if all she's telling me is that I'm an idiot, why am I sticking
Damn.
around for that? Like, you have to make your needs a requirement. These are your needs. These aren't your wants. And listen, I don't know everything. This is just how I feel. You know what I mean? We got Bree and we got James, and they have experience in life. James has relationships books on how to keep things together. But in my opinion, for me, what has worked for me is checking in with myself and asking myself how I feel and if this person is giving me what I need. Because if they aren't, I have to let them know that this is what I need to feel secure. This is what I need to feel happy. I'm not okay with you calling me stupid or pretending that I don't know anything. So stick up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always going to be important. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. That communication is vital. It's vital in relationships. It's vital in friendships. Any type of person that you're interacting with is going to be important that you not only are able to speak, but you're also able to comprehend. Because if you are on the other side, the receiving end of the conversation, and your person is telling you, hey, I don't like the way that you speak to me. I don't like how disrespectful you are, or how you put me down. Are you able to register it in your mind so that it makes sense and react in a mature way, and not react out of simply defense,
Yeah.
or just out of emotions? Can you, because if your person cannot comprehend what's being said, and all they doing is just reacting, you're going to be more reluctant later on to even have a conversation about it with them, because you already know how they're going to get, and that's not healthy, period.
I agree. I agree
So
totally.
So, the verdict today: fairy tale relationships, illusions, all of that make believe stuff is it's not real. Um, Regardless of how you shape it, molded, soulmate, whatever. Um, let's be realistic here, and stop mimicking or desiring to mimic what we see on TV, what we see on social media. Hashtag relationship goals. Create your own relationship goals. How about that?
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
I
So,
totally agree.
any
I
final
totally
words,
agree.
guys?
Yeah. Fairy tale illusions are fairy tale illusions. They're not real. You want a real relationship, you want a real partner, you're gonna have to give and take. No one's gonna be perfect, but it depends on how much effort you're willing to put into your relationship and they're willing to do the same thing. Fix yourself, the right person will come along. And if they're working on fixing themselves, you have stand a better chance of a long lasting relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And each relationship requires work, and no one can give you a step by step blueprint exactly how it's going to work because every relationship is different and everyone has different standards and expectations that they have. Fix yourself. Once again, everything else will fall in place.
Mhm.
And don't always think you're always right. You're not always right. Sometimes there's a better way of doing things or a way you may have never thought of that someone might have not opened your mind to. Be open to accept new ways of handling situations or learning new things. You want me to do the outro too? That's what that is down there?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Yeah,
this is your
gotcha.
boy. You heard? Mr. Mental
Her.
Ambition. I know I was a little late, but your boy's back. I'll never forget y'all. I
Yeah.
love y'all. Saying owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship and a guide to upgrading your life. Available at Walmart, Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. You can hit my TikTok, my social media, mental underscore ambition 2.0. 70,000 followers, millions of views. You can hit the website if you want to know what I got going on. Life coaching, motivational speaking, recovery coach, podcaster, anything you want to know I got going on, you want to get in contact with me, hit the website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. Got merch too if you want to get some mental ambition merchandise. I got hoodies, hats, shirts, keychains. I'm working on the glasses next. I'm pretty soon gonna have a big M just put on the glasses. So
Okay.
holla at me. I'm outside, man. I'm trying to make sure everyone's living the best life they can. And if you need help getting your life on track, get at me. I appreciate everyone who supports the brand. I appreciate everyone who supports Don't Judge Me But. And I appreciate you for watching because we wouldn't do it if no one watched. So thank you.
Yes. Yes. All right. Dang, sir. You
You
are next.
listen. I want everyone. Yes, thank you. Listen, I always give you guys homework. Whenever I go at the end of the show, I'm gonna give you guys homework. First of all, go grab Mental Ambition. It's a great book. It's a great self-help book. It's a great relationship book. The second thing that I would like you to do for this week, this coming week, is to let go. Stop thinking of what can go wrong. Do it because 90% of the time, nothing goes wrong. We worry too much about what could go wrong. We're going to let that go this coming week. It's your boy, Dame Irv, aka Reppin' CT, owner and founder of Urban Buddha. It's a lifestyle brand. This is about staying calm in the middle of chaos. This is about being suffer free, not taking anybody's shit, and still treating people well. That's how we rolling. YouTube has the goods, okay? The last video that I posted on YouTube was about my first time going out of the country by myself. I talked about what I learned. I talked about the mistakes I made because I'm leaving the country again in about 60 days. And if you ever want to go somewhere solo, if you want to leave the country by yourself, I suggest you go to YouTube, follow your boy, like and subscribe. Go get yourself some merch, urbanbuddha.bigcartel.com. I am beyond proud of the products that we have on that website. So go check it out. You don't have to buy it, just go check it out. I got a lot of love for you. Take care of yourself for us, and we'll take care of ourselves for you. All right?
Y'all better go get some merch. Don't listen to what he said. Get the merch. You got to buy it. Go ahead. Show the love, show the support. All right, awesome. And then, of course, it is I, your girl Sabrina. You guys can follow me on social media at Simply Bree. So it's spelled SIMPLEEBREE. There's underscores in there, but if you just spell it the way that I spelled it, then I should pop up. I appreciate you guys rocking with us each and every episode. You all are amazing, and we would love to interact with you. So please jump in the DMs. Let us know. Comment under your favorite clip. Comment under your favorite episode. Make sure that you like, share, comment on this episode because this is how we know that it's working. Okay. The messages that we put out here, the conversations that we put out here, let us know what you think about it because we're doing it for you. We will soon have some Don't Judge Me But merchandise for you guys to cop so you can rock with us. Also, make sure that you join our Facebook group. Don't Judge Me But Facebook group. And like I said, interact. If you're interested in being a guest, let us know. DM myself, DM Dame, or even James, and let one of us know, hey, Bree, I want to be a guest on the show. I feel like I can drop some jewels. I feel like I can teach the people something. That's what it's all about, right? Teach one, each one, teach one. Listen, no child left behind, all of that good stuff. Okay, we combining it all to encourage healthier relationships. Okay, healthier dating experiences. Just healthy living in all. So, with that being said, please make sure you also follow us on Don't Judge Me But Podcast across all social media. Shout outs to Marv, shout outs to DJ James, shout outs to Special 77, shout outs to Laura for checking in, and then shout out to all of those who are watching and just didn't drop who you are in the chat. That's okay. Shout outs to you anyways. So, with that being said, we are done. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and until next week, see you later.
Take care, y'all. Peace.
The dawn is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the shit.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.